Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Welcome to August 1982. This summer has given us so many good games. We last played on our ZX81 with QS Scramble, probably the first ZX81 game that has had sound, or any sound at all. Let's go to our next game. We're now going to the Atari home computer. This is Quintominoes. Quintominoes? We don't have any box, just a few screenshots for it. Let's pop in and play Quintominoes by Ed Schneider, published by Dynacomp at the beginning of August 1982. Yes, and we're going to see from Bob Ross. Scott Adams is coming back. I'm not familiar with Quintominoes. Maybe it has to do with dominoes. So what do we do? Ed? We just got to push start. All right, let's go. Do we want to be able to remove the Quintominoes? We'll say yes, because I want to be able to take them in and out. Do you want to be the first one to put the Quintominoes down or make them random? I do want to be the first. So wait, do you want to have the first placed at random? No, I want to be able to place it myself. Yes, way to go, Ed. Oh my goodness. What in the world? So I am able to use my joystick. This is the Atari VCS plugged in. I'm moving around the cursor on the bottom grid. I don't believe what I'm seeing. Can you guys believe this? This is August 1982, and this is a puzzle game for your Atari home computer, and this is basically Pentominoes. I don't know why they call it Quintominoes, but this is Pentominoes. This is the proto-Tetris, the origins of Tetris. The creator Alexei Pajitnov had this game. Obviously, it was the wooden, like when you were touching yourself, physical game. I had no idea they made a digital version of that game, because all you're supposed to do is take these pieces, arrange them all on the grid, and see if you can fill the whole thing up or as much as possible. But this is the video game form of that. You would see this on the coffee table, putting all the pieces together. Exactly. I can't believe this. This is Tetris way before. The very first time we're actually going to see Tetris is going to be sometime around 1984 in Russia. So this is nuts. All right, so what do we do? Okay, so all we got to do is pick a piece. Let's say piece A. And let's see, I'm able to rotate this inside the box if I want to. So there it is. And then I can put it down. So nice user interface. I'm able to use the joystick to move the cross around. You place the piece down, and then you just pick another piece. Let's go with, the classic F piece. So you do it there, and then you're able to rotate that from the side. Let's go ahead and put it down here. Yeah, this is classic puzzle. It's already been done in a physical form. This is the very first time I've ever seen anything like this kind of puzzle game. Oh, Cathedral, nice point, yes. Yes, so it's not, I've heard it referred to as Pentominoes the first time. Yeah, and for basic is a good point. So now we can go to D piece. So I'm familiar with, this is the inspiration that Alexei Pajitnov had for Tetris as the origins for it, but I didn't know they ever made this as a video game. All right, so let's rotate that. Can we flip it? Yeah, there we go. Let's put it down right. No, not there. Pentomino overlaps. Yeah, so it is Pentominoes. The game knows it. They just called the title something different so that no one would ever find this game again. It's totally lost. I didn't know this was a video game. We're able to play Pentominoes on the Atari. Wow. All right, so let's put this one right here. Any day now. There it is. And they're even able, they're making it where you can use the joystick, which is really, really nice. All right, let's go with the I piece. Let's put that one down right there. I'm not having as nearly as much fun as Tetris. I don't even know what Tetris is. It's not even a glint in Alexei Pajitnov's eye. So this is a puzzle game, and I'm very puzzled that I'm playing the game, and it's not necessarily engaging or very fun because it feels more like I'm playing an educational game now in 1982. But now because I know the future, I'm so excited that this exists. I can't believe this. Yes, originality, right? And being able to do this, taking something that's usually a physical wooden puzzle game that you would have in your hand or on a table and making it into a video game is a nice idea. So we can rotate that one there, and I can get this one. Can I get it here? All right, so, I blocked myself in. So you can have holes and try to get as many points as you can. The idea is you're trying to fill it as much as possible, and then obviously if you get everything filled up, you get the maximum score, but you can have holes and you just get less points for it. Oh, nice. So I've never heard of Cathedral. Is that one a physical wood-based puzzle game? So let's go with puzzle piece E. That one should... Oh, it won't be able to fit there. Let's see if we can get it slipping through this spot. And we'll have holes there. Yeah, you can see I have pieces that are messed up. Okay, let's go with K now and put K here. Wow, I can't believe this exists. That's right. They give you the option at the beginning of the game. You can choose to take the pieces and move them around and rearrange, and I said yes. So I can pick up and rearrange pieces. You can play a harder mode too. You can also have the pieces, the first piece put down at random anywhere on the board, and then you have to complete it. Or you put pieces down and they're stuck there forever. So it has options. It allows the pieces to rotate. It is a great puzzle game. Of all the games you can play on a home computer, what would you say for Quintominoes? Which should have been called Pentominoes, then it would have been lost to time. I'd say this one is definitely an above average game of all the games you could play on a home computer. It can go even higher than that because most of the puzzle games we still see in 1982 involve mind tricks or calculations, and it's not necessarily something that's fun. Oh, Errol's already going 4 stars. Anybody got any more ratings they would say for Quintominoes? I actually want to go higher because I'm just excited and hopeful for Tetris, obviously. But this one is like a small nod that it's coming, that we're getting closer. We're moving forward through time. 3.5, 3.5. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say, yeah, turn into video games. That's true. We're going to see more of these. All right, so I'm going to say 4 stars for Quintominoes. Pleasantly surprised. I'm amazed. All right, let's see what's next. Let's go to the Commodore VIC-20. Hey, Captain Kirk, this is Quirk. Quirk is another game with no box, just a few screenshots. Let's pop in and play some Quirk by Nufcop in the beginning of August 1982. Nufcop. Oh, it looks like a Nufcop game. So I am playing as the man who looks a lot like the character on the Magnavox Odyssey 2. He looks like the same drawn character. And I'm able to go platform to platform and jump. Once I make a jump, I'm committed to that jump. Interesting. Why did it change my character from black to blue when I got to the top? But you're just supposed to be collecting all these aliens. So you don't have to avoid aliens. You don't have to dig any holes. But I don't have a lot of freedom for jumping. All I can do is jump up. There is no jumping up, down, and across. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. So it's a very limited platformer. It actually reminds me of a game we played called Chaos in the arcades in December of 1981. This is the very first home way you could play Chaos, I guess. I'm sure there is. I just saw in the chat. There's got to be. Of all the games we play, we may come across it. All right, so is that the game? Is that it? I died that many times and we quit. Well, it is I love when I break it. All right, so that is Quirk on the Commodore VIC-20. It is a very simple platformer. It doesn't respond as well, obviously, as other platformers. It looks kind of like something we play because the character sprite reminds me of Pickaxe Pete from Magnavox Odyssey 2, but it doesn't respond nearly as well. It is definitely a bad title, but I'll tell you, it's still a better game than Sir Egbert Jumper. Nothing is going to beat that one. I don't think there's any platform that's going to be worse than that one. I'm already seeing in the chat 1.5 or 2. I'm going to go 1.5. It's very clunky. It is a bad title. It is nice to have platformers, though. They're still fresh. Really good idea. Yeah, 1.5 stars for sure. Yeah, and let's see what our next game is. Yeah, not as quirky. Love it, manly. Here's our next one. Still hanging out on the Commodore VIC-20. Let's go to the United Kingdom and play Rat Trap. This one is another one from Innovative Cassette 2 by Clifford Ramshaw. There were 7 games in one. 7 games in one means it's better. Let's pop in and play Rat Trap. Beginning of August 1982, published by Melbourne House. Oh, those compilations. We gotta love them. All right, so the joystick is not responding and I'm already dead. Watch me die here on Chronologically Gaming. You're dead, but you lasted 3 seconds. Another go. Yes, I will. All right, let's figure out the controls for this one. You're going to go with the standard. It is. So it's the A, W, D, and X controls, I think. Is it? Yes, A, W, D, and X. I'm controlling the yellow dot. There is, again, Petsky graphics here. The Petsky clubs are chasing me. What is my objective? Am I just supposed to run away from the clubs? I think so. They're just following me everywhere. Yeah. That's all it is. You're just supposed to run away from them. This feels like I'm playing a very, very terrible version of Dig Dug. It's not fun, Dig Dug, because I'm not digging anywhere. I'm not changing the maze. And all I'm doing is getting chased by other things, and there's no power-ups. There's nothing to pick up. It's just, it's on a rat. That's what it is. Another go? I'd rather not. Oh yeah, the music does kind of sound like Odyssey too. Well done, Commodore VIC-20. All right, let's go up here to the side. I actually want to see what happens if I make it to the house. But the movement, it's keyboard only. It's very, very bad. It doesn't respond well. It feels like some of the other tile-based games on the Commodore VIC-20 we played before, and it looks the part, but control-wise, it's pretty bad. That's the victory. We still get flashing lights and seizures. You're home. It took you 19 seconds. Another go? No. All right, so Rat Trap is again part of a compilation in the United Kingdom. Not faring so well considering the other games you could play on a home computer. It is definitely bad. It's actually so bad because I think it's trying to be something else that is like Dig Dug or a digging game or a maze game like Pac-Man, but it's terrible. Yes, there's way down there. I'm going to go down on the Broken Range because of how you don't really seem to have any power-ups. It's not very fun. Better than the last one? Oh, that's tricky. I'm actually going to say the Quirk was better than this one. So I'm going to say Rat Trap is a 1-star game of all the ones. Oh, that's true. Actually playable, yes. Quirk was actually playable. It's able to jump around, but that one just feels unfair. You can tell it was a phone home game. All right, and with that, let's see our next game after this commercial break. Ataris everywhere, even in Taiwan. All right, it's right. No one can stop Atari. They're all over the world. This is Rescue Terra 1 for your Atari 2600. This is the latest third-party publisher of all the publishers we've already seen on the Atari. Venture Vision has their first game on the Atari. Welcome, Venture Vision. You join the ranks of Activision, Apollo, Parker Brothers, Coleco, Mattel, Imagic, Tiger Vision, Zellers, Data Age, and I think that's all, right? There's no one else that's going to publish for the Atari, right? All right, let's look for the box for Rescue Terra 1. Doesn't have a very memorable title. I don't remember this one at all. Oh, well, actually, it's Atari is in Japan. They have a small presence because they have imported, you know, the nerds that want to import it. It's there, but it's still branded the Atari 2600. Next year, in 1983, they get to rebrand their Atari line in Japan as the Atari 2800, and we will be seeing those alongside some 2 amazing home consoles. Very excited for that. Your mission, should you decide to accept it. We have a serious problem on Terra 1. Colony's sole purpose is to mine Zinbar crystals, which are used for 72% of the Earth's energy production. What? Mining crystals? And Zinbar? They actually made a story for it. And the back of the box has a note from Dan Oliver, the designer of Rescue Terra 1. That's why Activision is so influential. Because they were giving credit to all the developers, other companies like this one, Venture Vision, is giving credit to Dan Oliver who made this. And they have him give him a note on the back of the box. Nice touch. Yes, it's 200 higher, so it's got to be better, right? Oh, you have no idea how excited I am for the Famicom. Oh man, all right. So here's the other arc we have for Rescue Terra 1. We have a reconstructed box, and then the ad you would have seen in magazines at the time. Very sci-fi. It's still hit. Those space games aren't going to go away anytime soon. Game features multi-level screens, progressive difficulty, arcade-style graphics, 10 game variations, and it says it's asteroid, space pirates, robot interceptors, and fish force fields. I don't know how that's going to sell the game. There's the cartridge you're going to pop in. The style of Venture Vision cartridges don't follow like Activision or Imagic or Coleco. It looks like the same Atari cartridge. Yeah, there you go. Venture Vision. Yeah, it does. All right, here's the manual for Rescue Terra 1, the flight manual from the Strategic Flight Wing, Starship Fighter Commander. Your orders on the main supplier of Zinbar crystals. They supply the 72% of the Earth's energy. Apparently, Terra 1's computer system has been sabotaged. All crystal shipments are being turned over to space pirates who operate in Terra 1's quadrant of the universe. Terra 1's own defense systems are being used to aid these pirates in their activities. I feel like I'm wasting time because I just feel like this game's going to be bad. We've seen too many third-party publishers that don't put enough time into the games. I don't have high hopes. You'll be assigned the fleet's newest, most sophisticated fighter, the F-711 Star Warrior. This ship is equipped with laser cannons and a computerized navigational system which constantly calculates the distance in light years to your ultimate objective. So we have a top view and a side view. That's pretty cool. Following a chart of hazards, and there's our enemies: meteor storm, space pirates, robot interceptors, fish force fields. That's right, Mikey. We're at the pinnacle of video gaming, the Atari. It's not going to get any better than this. You already saw the commercial in Taiwan. They're everywhere. There's no stopping Atari. Nothing. So yeah, it tells you about all the different enemies: the meteor storm, space pirates, robot interceptors, force fields. Nice. Scoring, got to know what the points are in 1982. A two-tone sound signals the beginning of each wave. An obstacle gets hit by it, it'll appear on the screen again. In order to advance to the next wave, get closer to Terra 1, you must destroy all obstacles without being hit. And the game feature has, there's the screen, our Star Warrior, asteroids, cargo ships, fighter saucers. So we got our Atari VCS joystick plugged in. On the game select lever we can push mission number, reset to begin, fire button, and then difficulty levers do not affect gameplay, and it can be operated with black and white or color. The wave of the future. Yes, space fish. I want to see what those look like. So there's our game missions we can choose from, and it says if you play a 2-player mission, it's a team effort. The left controller will move the F711 left and right only. The right controller will move the craft up and down only. So if you play with a friend, one person's moving the controller left and right only, and the other one's moving up and down only. So you're sharing control of the same ship. So it's a 2-player simultaneous game, but not the way you think. You have to fight over the ship controls, I guess. And then, good luck on your mission. Thanks so much. Let's pop in and play Rescue Terra 1 by Dan Oliver of VentureVision, published in the beginning of August 1982. Good gosh, what is that? Oh, I found this. This happens sometimes. Watch this. You try to boot the game up, and you get that. This high-pitched, like trying to call dogs sound. And then look, I boot up the game the exact same, did the same thing again. I don't believe it. Was she still huge in 1982? Oh, she was, right? I bet so. We're going to try it again. How bizarre. It just decides, there we go. Now it decides it wants to run. I've never seen this on the Atari VCS. We've only seen this on the Commodore VIC-20 computer. There's been nothing on the Atari that just decides when it wants to load from ROM. That blows my mind. All right, let's start with mission 1, player 1. There I am on the screen. I got full range of motion on my ship. Let's see what firepower feels like. So movement's all right. Fairly standard for the Atari VCS right now. For control and play-wise, though, all I'm doing is shooting some asteroids, but they don't break apart like you'd think. And my shield just is how many hits I can have before I die. But this whole first pattern is a wave of enemies that come, you gather the points, and then it goes through another phase. And if you survive so many phases, they speed up faster and faster, and then it gives you another enemy type. So the way this game's presented is pretty terrible, because we've seen other games that go through quickly different enemy types to give you some a better pattern. But you can see, oh, there you go. So I got some pretty good firepower. Yeah, they do look like strawberries. Multicolored strawberries. Remember, we're still in the age of imagination. You're gonna need to use your wait, can I just let these pass? Yeah, I don't have to hit them. So you can dodge them. Racking up the points. And you can see how the monotony is already starting, because the shooter effect of things coming at you, I really wouldn't say it's fresh, because they're coming the other direction, you know, from bottom to top. And I do enjoy that I get multiple shots to shoot. At least I have a 2-shot before it repeats. And I'm just supposed to survive, right? Or shoot enough of them and then move on. There you go. Shooting some moldy strawberries. I remember every time I played on the Atari, most of the characters and artwork, I would make up what it is, and I never know for sure. Here on Chronologically Gaming, now that we have the manuals, I can hear what the developers wanted us to know what we're shooting at or what's happening. But back in the day, we made up everything. Moldy strawberries it is. Yes, it is only speeding up. So where's the trick? Well, the one trick is playing 2-player, where you're both in control of one ship at the same time. The very first time we've ever seen this was back when we saw Space Invaders on the Atari. They had one of the game modes where you could control the same ship. One person could shoot, the other person could fire, and here you have the ability to move the ship in one direction, and the other player can move in the other direction. So you can work together cooperatively that way. The other thing, though, is we played the most recent game that you can control the same ship at the same time was Cosmic Arc on the Atari VCS. But that one's a little different because one player's controlling the pod that's beaming up the alien, the other one's doing the shooting to destroy the asteroids. But it does have other game modes. Like, this is just one mission. I'll go ahead and do Mission 2. Mission 2 is when you switch it to the other... Oh, same enemy type. Never mind. Mission 3, then. Is Mission 3 a new enemy type? No, it is not. Oh, wait, there it is. Yeah, so Mission 3 will add a new enemy type. Unless you keep playing Mission 1, it might progress to the next one. But from what I can tell, it doesn't change up until you change the game select switch. So it doesn't progress by itself. You have to do it manually. All right, the other thing it is Game Mode 5. It now switches to a side view. But it's not the way you think. I mean, we've already seen games like Chopper Command and Empire Strikes Back that are the true side-scrolling shooters. This way, we're shooting at what looks just like snakes on the side. So it's not scrolling at all. We're still a fixed shooter on one screen. But that's where it was marketing that it has different modes of play or different game modes. Wow. Whatever, dolphin fish. I'm sure me and my friends would have argued over what we're seeing on the screen when we were if we were playing it in 1982. That's kind of what it looks like. So that's pretty much all Rescue Terra 1 has to offer. It has 2-player co-op. It has different game modes, but you saw how it was presented. It's well done on the box to get people to buy it, but it's another one of those games that's going to be thrown in with all the shovelware that we're going to be seeing much later. So of all the games you could play on a home console, there's other ones on other things besides Atari that I would say are better than this one. Now, would you say this game's bad, considering all the other titles on home consoles? We're talking Intellivision, we're talking Odyssey 2, we're talking the Arcadia. Yeah, I'm going to go 2 stars. It's still bad, but it's like the better end of bad. Our 2-star range is the bad range here. It is bad, but it's not going down as slow as other things, because you do have a shooting game, and you could find some enjoyment if you were that poor child who they bought this for their Atari. 3.5 for the box ads. Love it. Yeah, I'm still going to say bad. There's other games on lots of other consoles that are better than this one, and better, but more fun to play. All right, let's see what's next. Let's go to the brand new Commodore 64. This is Retro Ball. Really excited to show you this one. Retro Ball is actually possibly the first game that ever could have come out on the Commodore 64. At least a few sources say that they got the kit, HES, Human Engineered Software, for the Commodore 64 and had this ready, and this game was ready to play around the January CES Consumer Electronics show. So you could say this was like one of the first ones. This one is for cartridge on the Commodore 64. Yeah, have a good one. The box, though, is kind of showing you we're going to play a sports style game. Put your skills against the computer and the Retro Ball as a hockey game. Propel the puck across the playfield. 1 or 2 player option. Joysticks required. Yes, they are. There's the cartridge by HES for Retro Ball. And let's pop in and play some Retro Ball. This is by Alec Zybzinko. Apologies if I don't pronounce that correctly. Published by HESware in the beginning of August 1982, or maybe even earlier. Retro Ball. Okay, so here's the way we're going to play this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the very first air hockey video simulation ever. Of all the video games we've ever played, this is the very first way to play air hockey. Now, I'm going to actually do the 2-player mode because you can move both joysticks around. There it is. So I got 2 players that can play, and you are now playing air hockey for the very first time on your screen, and you're manipulating a puck going back and forth. We've already played games that were hockey. We've already played, obviously, Pong games, but this is the very first dedicated air hockey video game that you could ever play. Retro Ball, and you gotta love the name. Retro. It's got retro in it. Is that the first reference we've ever heard of a video game calling itself retro? Yes, we're playing with they're representing the paddles, you know, but what we move around on the air hockey table. But I mean, look at that. Really, really nice physics for the puck. And whenever we played other games that were hockey, it still didn't have this kind of friction programmed in. This one is very, very well done. Spent a lot of time on it. It even shows a little bit of it sliding into the slot, which is a nice touch. Is that what we get? Where's the next one? I'm ready. There it is. Thank you. We'll move over to the side. Now I'm playing the 2-player mode because that's where you're going to get the most fun with someone else that can play and slide the puck around. This is a true marvel. Of all the games we've ever played, we haven't seen anything this realistic. The other hockey titles we played don't do this kind of physics to the puck. This one's blown up, too. It's very large because it's air hockey. Ready, go! And you even can have a certain amount of push on the puck. So if I want to lightly tap it, it barely moves. And if I smash into it like this, it goes really, really far. And you can even do the trick shots bouncing off the walls like that. And you can't go past the barrier in the middle. It's essentially still a sports game. It's just novel because it's the very first time you could play air hockey. I mean, think of all the times you went to the arcades and you play it at home as a video game. Really cool. That's true. You can't do that, Victor. That's the game we're going to be playing later, called Windjammers, way later. All right, so it does have the ability to play one player. The computer on the one-player mode is okay, but it doesn't give you a lot of a lot there. You can tell that it was programmed to just follow where the puck goes. But playing with 2 people is really where it shines. Of all the games you can play on a home computer, Retro Ball right now is excellent. At least 3.5 stars, possibly even higher, because of what they've done with the gravity and friction physics of the puck. It works really well. I'm going to say 4 stars, considering everything else you could play on a home computer. Especially if you're into sports. If you're into a sports title and you want to play some air hockey, this is the one. 3.5, 2.5 there. Yeah, it depends on your mileage on how much fun you would have with Video Retro Ball. It is being programmed with the joystick, and the joystick controls are excellent, especially for the Commodore 64, and it's brand new. Brand new on your Commodore 64. Thank you, Coco. All right, so this video game Retro Ball is based on another game that we never show or haven't showed on the channel, and that is Retro Ball on the Apple II. This originally came out in 1980, and I couldn't find any artwork for this version, so I never showcased it. So we're going to play it now for the first time. Here's Retro Ball, same Alex Zyblinklo, published by Sierra at some time in 1980. So we're doing a slight step back in time just so you can see the difference of how the first version of Retro Ball compares to this one on the Commodore 64. Let's go. This is technically not air hockey, at least as far as I'm concerned. I know they're trying to go that route, but no, it doesn't work that way. Oh, if you want video sync, use the cassette jack to connect the video of your cassette in. So we're going to do a 1-player game, and then let's do time. We'll make it 9, and then we want fastball, no. So here's your options for the game. And then when you begin, we obviously got a little bit of a flicker on the Apple II, but that was because of this graphics mode. Got a special one from 1980. Thanks so much, Hunter Green. Appreciate it. So whenever we begin, the 1 and 2 players are sharing the same puck. So what you see in the center, we're going to be controlling the same way. There is no putting a hand on a paddle and using the paddle to move around. Where is it? Oh, I got to do enter. That's right. So I got to use the keyboard first, but then you control in the paddle. Okay, there we go. So now we're in the way this works is you have almost a turn-based way to switch your your puck back and forth. It's paddle controlled, and all you're doing is determining where it's going to fly. And when you play a 1-player game, it's a constant tug of war, pushing the paddle back and forth. So it's on a field or board like if it was air hockey, but it's really not air hockey. There is no paddles scoring. It's just if you can get you're fighting to get the same puck on one side of the field. So I'm trying to get mine on the left side of the field. The computer's trying to get theirs on the right side of the field. And every time I'm not even getting a score in because they keep pushing me back the other way. The computer is relentless, but you can tell it's not really air hockey because there's no paddle moving around. It's just you're controlling the puck from the center radius. It's so bizarre. Yes, that's true. It is faster, but there is no real, not real physics that's programmed into it. Because as soon as you move the hockey puck, it has a certain amount of length before it eventually stops. So the friction doesn't feel correct when you play. Yeah, cheating computer, definitely. This is 1980, though, so if we went back to 1980, I'd still give this one a 3-star rating of all the games you could play. It's enjoyable. Again, if you have 2 people, I was playing the 1-player mode, but this still is Retro Ball, the very first time you could play air hockey as a video game. And don't give me that Pong was, because it was not. I'm talking about physics of feeling that puck going across. This is it, first time. All right, let's see what our next game is. It's time to go to the United Kingdom and play on the ZX81. This is Reversey. And if you're telling yourself, wait a second, we've already seen Othello on the ZX81. Yes, we had. This is not Othello. This is Reversey, also known as Othello. Totally different game. Here's the box or the cassette cartridge for Reversey. We're not going to spend too much time on this one. You can tell it is another title for the ZX81 that is a necessity. You have to have this one. Let's pop it and play Reversey by Games of Skill and Mine of Information, published by Sinclair Research at the beginning of August 1982. All right, so we're in. Let's play a 2-person game. And there it is. This is another game that is having a parser to determine the coordinates to make your piece move, but we're essentially playing Othello or Reversey. If you play against the computer, they have a few different game modes and options, so that would be enjoyable if you didn't have someone else to play with. It depends on your mileage of how much you enjoy the board game, Othello or Reversey. All right, so let's move on. The next one, let's do 3E, or is it E3? E3. There we go. So yeah, it does my move. Have to calculate in the coordinates, and after your move, then you do the second player's move, and let's have them go to D3. And we're playing Reversey on our ZX81. Yeah, very good point in the chat. There is so many versions of Mahjong. Whenever we do get to those, I'm just going to be flashing by them or doing them very quick. Probably even quicker than this for Reversey. Of all the games you could play on a home computer, Reversey is subpar because we've already seen better ones on the home console and home computer that have an interface that allows you to move around on the board rather than typing in the grid. And it also depends on how well you love it. So I'm going to say 2.5 stars for Reversey. It's not bad. It's still a good way to play the board game if you wanted to play that. Yeah, Arrow's going 2, I can understand. But that's not all. We also have Reversey for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. This is the exact same game. The exact same front of the box, except it's for the ZX Spectrum, also known as Othello. And you tell yourself, wait a second, we've already seen Othello on the ZX Spectrum. That's right, this is not Othello. This is Reversey, also known as Othello. Do we have any other artwork for Reversey on your ZX Spectrum? We have the cassette, the 2 different ways it would have been released, and there's someone that does have a few others. The inside fold shows you, look, this is so British. Reversey is a late 19th century board game also known as Othello. And then it goes through the history of Reversey and Othello, just so you know, on the inside sleeve. Then the rules of Reversey, how to play it, very nice. And this one has another release on Computer and Video Game Magazine, and also by Phipps Associates, which possibly was before this one and the same one that we'd already played before, because we've already played Othello on the ZX Spectrum. Let's pop it and play Reversey by Games of Skill, Mine of Information, published by Sinclair Research. Yes. What happens if you play it backwards? I've always wanted to know. Yes, maybe you would create a black hole. All right, so same thing. It should look about the same, except now it's in color. It's amazing. Yeah, it's the exact same idea. We even get a little chip or chirp of sound, but it's still Reversey. Exact same thing we played before. And whether you have color or a little bit of sound, I'm still going to say 2.5. Of all the games you can play on a home computer, there's a lot out there. All right, let's see what's next. It's now time to play some Robo Run. Still on the ZX Spectrum. This one is the very first type-in game on computer and video games. Take a look at the front of that magazine. So cool. Robo Run, our first game for the Spectrum. I like how bottom of the magazine says, "The lot of the computer wife." That sounds like a terrible read. And then here's the article when you flip to it of how to type in and play Robo Run. They give you some backstory. Let's type it in play, not the first time, on our ZX Spectrum Robo Run by Pat W. Norris, published by Computer and Video Games at sometime in August 1982. Now, most type-in games are not going to give you the same quality as the other video games, but I do like type-in games, and that's because I like dates. We don't know when games come out, and Chronologically Gaming has the magazines. When they give us type-in games, we know exactly when they come out because the magazine has a publication. It just is so helpful. Yes, great cover for Halloween, right? The game of Robo Run consists of 3 courses, starting at A, the easiest, to C, the hardest. The robot's situated at the lower left of the screen and will be moving to the right. Just get the robot to the top of the screen out of the maze to win. So it's kind of like a maze game. To alter direction, use 5 for left, 6 for down, 7 and up. So that's the cursor keys. If you're not familiar, there's the overlay of the ZX Spectrum keyboard. That's what we're going to do. Let's start with course A. I forgot to tell you the wire in the maze is electrified. Don't bump into it. The robot doesn't stop either. So that means the robot's going to continue to keep going. There I am. Obviously a robot. Oh, yeah. So all it's doing is moving constantly left and right. Yeah, I can decide where I want to go, but it just continues to move that way. So Robo Run is a slight maze game. Just make it to the top. Not bad. Try again or another course. Yeah, let's try another course. Let's do course B. It's supposed to be a harder one, right? So they're randomly generating a different course every time, which is a nice touch. And just bear in mind, it is a type-in game. You would have had to spend about an hour to type in the game before you could play it. Okay, so this one works where you go around the top and then down. It would have been a good time. And you have to imagine if you spent the... and we got zapped. That's just showing off the colors of the Spectrum right there. Very cool. All right, yeah, let's do another course. Let's see what course C looks like. The hardest one. Oh, wow, yeah. You got to go all the way to the top, back down. Man. And avoiding, nice and easy. Yeah, it's really hard. And you have to remember, you're doing the cursor controls on your ZX Spectrum chiclet keyboard. Yeah, cool desk screen, and it almost feels like a demo, showing off the colors of the ZX Spectrum. All the colors or spectrum of the rainbow. Of all the games we played so far on the home computer, Robo Run is down there. It is a type-in game. I can't fault it for that. But it's still bad. I'd say 2 stars of all the games you could play. Very, very simplistic. It's minimal, and it doesn't respond as well as other titles that could be the exact same idea. Yes, that's true. Yes, to be kind. Good point. All right, let's see what's next. It's time to go back to the Commodore VIC-20. Here is Robot Panic. Robot Panic. Whoa, look at that. Cartridge for the VIC-20 by Steve Clark. Another one by Human Engineered Software. All right, let's take a look. Oh, there we go. They got a better box there. RAM expansion is not required. We've already seen Commodore VIC-20 games that require 16K expansion. The year is 6502, and you're in control of the last drone robot on the Inner Shield defense of Earth. Your robot is armed with only a laser cannon and a temporary shield. With these, you must survive against myriad of hordes of increasing, ruthless, vicious gridlocks. Oh, okay, so it's a shooter, I bet. There's the cartridge we're going to pop in. An example of the screenshot. Yeah, I like the front of the box when they get creative. So this one's on cartridge. Let's pop it in and play Robot Panic by Steve Clark, by Rabbit Software, or with license by Rabbit Software, published by Human Engineered Software. There it is. Licensed by Rabbit Software. Rabbit gave them the rights for it. There's all the enemies. We have to destroy them all with all their point values. All right, so what do we do? Can we just go right in with our VIC-20 joystick? No, we got to push F1, right? Yeah, now we're in. Okay, so it moves with the ability to go up, down, left, and right, so I got a little bit of freedom, kind of like Centipede down at the bottom. But look at the enemies. They're traveling across and the same sound effect as Space Invaders. Whoa, it just switched up. There's so much flying at the screen. Look at all these. Every one of the explosions has shrapnel that flies at you. Wow. Very cool effects for the Commodore VIC-20. There is so much all over the screen. Now, the enemy types are coming in all over the place. It is a little hard to tell where you need to shoot and what you need to dodge because the shrapnel pieces are so large. Like those ones, the yellow missiles I couldn't shoot down. And then what is these bubbles? Let's destroy all the bubbles. Oh, no way. Now we got Pac-Man enemies? Wait, I can't shoot them. What? The bullets are going right through them. Do I have any more lives? Okay, I do. Whoa, okay, so I was thinking this was one bullet at a time, but I was way wrong. Now I'm firing as fast as possible. Look at this. I got 3 bullets. 4? How many? They're giving us heavy firepower on this. Wow. Robot Panic. Oh, they also said I had shields. Where's my shield? There they go. So you got to use the keyboard for the shields because you only have one button on the Commodore VIC-20 joystick. Wow, nice effect. Gameplay isn't as smooth as other titles we've seen for the Commodore VIC-20. We've seen better ones. This one still feels like it's tile-based. It is one of the best or smoothest tile-based games for the Commodore VIC-20. But I mean, look at how much they're putting on the screen. All the pieces flying at us. And then they got the element where they just brought in a box on the game. Wow. Yeah, I'm with you. Of all the games we've seen for a home computer, I'm willing to say 3.5 for this. It's that the firepower and the ability to move around freely and the different enemy types coming at you. It just feels more exciting considering other shooters. Wow. Especially on the Commodore VIC-20. We've seen some other shooters that involve larger characters on the screen. This one looks like it's just modified the Petsky characters to give us what we're seeing here. Yes, thank you. If you are sensitive to epilepsy, you first shouldn't be watching the show, Chronologically Gaming. But then if you are, please close one eye. Oh, that's fun. That is a lot of fun. Okay, so Robot Panic, yeah, I'm going to say of all the games you can play on a home computer, that's 3.5 stars. Excellent. Frantic, crazy, and it's obviously going to go... You saw all the different enemy types in the beginning of the game. Those are going to flash through until you destroy them all. So it's going to stay fresh because they keep popping up something different. And that list they had about 10 to 12 different enemies. Really nice. With the wave or the shield you could use too. Let's see where we're going now. There we go. Yeah, 3.5. Welcome to the Apple II. This is Saga number 5, The Count. What you see in the background video is the Votrax voice synthesizer. We are not going to be turning that on for the game because it would take too long. This is the latest by Scott Adams, re-releasing his games, the text-only games with graphics. So this is the 5th one. We've already seen the other 4, and here it is, the brand new. This is like the exciting release of the latest graphic adventure game, The Count. They redid the front of the box, got some really nice artwork and examples of the screenshots because the graphics in the game were pretty good. And then the ad you would have seen in magazines at the time. When you sit down to a Scott Adams graphic adventure, anything can happen. Scary. Oh wait, that kid's the Count. Yes, he turns into the Count. Maybe we will too. There's our 5.25 floppy disk we're going to pop in. One of the very few times anyone has remastered or re-released a game. I think this is the first, or Scott Adams is the first. A true pioneer. So this one, you have on the Apple II, we're going to have to flip the disc back and forth to play. Let's pop it and play The Count by Adventure International. Scott Adams in the beginning of August 1982. All right, so we already just booted the game up and they need us to flip it over. All right, let's flip over the disc and hit return. All right, play the adventure, and then like the other Scott Adams graphic adventures, you can choose to read the open letter, which is a whole spiel, like 10 slides on don't copy or pirate that software. And you have some new things because it's a graphic adventure. You can turn lowercase on and off, turn on the voice, Votrack's voice if you got it. Go to the graphics mode, back and forth. What? Flip the disc over again. All right. I don't know why I'm surprised. I should be used to this by now. All right, there we go. I love this. That is Scott Adams dressed up as the Count. Is he proud of this game or what? No, yeah, it's same name, but is not associated with Dilbert at all. Here is the one of the original adventure or text adventure pioneers. Welcome to the Count. We have no game to restore previously. So do we want to turn on our... Oh, here we go. Graphics by Kim McNair. Way to go, Kim. And graphic routines by Norm Saylor. Way to go, Norm. So we originally saw this game in 1979, and it was text only. We've already played, I think, the Count 4 times on the channel. So this will be, I think, the 5th time we've played the Count. Scott Adams. This program will allow you to have an adventure without ever leaving your armchair. He always starts them off this way. Does he still have the fro? That's what I would like to know. Can we get Scott Adams here on the show? I'd love to play an adventure game with him. I'll be your puppet in the adventure and command you with 2-word English, so it's still a 2-word text parser. Please don't copy or accept a pirated copy. Welcome to adventure number 5, The Count, dedicated to Alvin Files. I see I was put to bed. It's afternoon, and I overslept. And then, where's my picture? There it is. Yes, there's us in the bed. We got some muscular legs. I'm lying on a large brass bed. Visible items here are sheets and a pillow. All right, let's get sheets. Got it. Can we eat sheet? Yuck. Wait, it means we ate the sheet? Can we get pillow? Get pillow. It doesn't show it leaving. Okay, we got the pillow. Can we eat pillow? Yuck. Okay, so we ate the sheets and the pillow. Let's check our inventory. Oh, nice. Okay, we didn't eat the sheets and pillow. I like the picture, though. They added a graphic for the inventory. We're carrying sheets, pillow, and a tent stake. We're going to have to use that one later. Yes, maybe. Let's try it. Fluff, pillow. I don't understand what you mean. I love doing adventure games or text adventure games on the live show, so please type out as many asinine things you want to see on the screen because I'd like to see if the game does it too. Oh, thanks, Curtis, for checking. Even if he doesn't have the fro, I'd still love to have him on. Yeah, the graphics are a nice touch, right? All right, so now after we get the sheets and the pillow, let's go ahead and get up. We're done with this bed. Ooh, it doesn't look very inviting where we are, though. All right, let's head north. We're in a dusty hallway, right? Yeah, in a hall inside the castle, we have the exits north, south, east, and west. This still does what the other Scott Adams graphic adventure games do. We have a top view telling us what we see and what we can grab, and then everything in the text is down at the bottom. And if we want to go back and forth between pictures, we can. That is the wave of the future. Graphics, high-res graphics. Look at this. It's from a first-person perspective. What do I want to do? Scratch butt. Oh, I got to spell it right first. I don't know how to scratch something. We can't even scratch anything. Can't even scratch our nose. Cut toenails. Oh, wait, I spelled it wrong. I don't think it'll understand, though. I love whenever the video game has something that you type in that you wouldn't expect it to understand, and it does understand it. I don't know what toenails is. Oh, man. Cut pillow. Tell me what you would like. With what do you want to cut? We have nothing to cut it with. What about steak? Can we cut it with a steak? No. Can't cut the pillow with a steak. Darn. That's too bad. I remember trying that one. Pick nose. I don't know what nose is. Oh, too bad. All right, let's go ahead and head west. Ooh, okay. Look here. What do we got? I'm in the kitchen. We can see an oven and a dumbwaiter. Dumbwaiter? Let's go dumb waiter. Whoa, we're inside of the dumb waiter? That's creepy. Now we go raise dumb waiter. Did it work? All right, go room. Oh, it worked. We're in a new room. I'm in the pantry. Sulfur matches are here. Dusty clove of garlic. And the dumb readers here. Okay, let's get garlic. I have a feeling I'm not supposed to eat it. I bet I could eat it, but I don't think I'm supposed to because we're going to need that later because this is the count. All right, so after we get the garlic, we need to get matches. Got them. All right. After we get the matches, let's go ahead and go back in the dumb waiter. Climb inside and lower. Having to do the hyphenation seems so strange. Go room. Go room. Okay, let's go ahead and go down. Wait, lower. Oh, we got to do it twice. Go dumb waiter. Wow, how would you know to move down? Because you got to see the limits of the dumb waiter. Dumb waiter. Okay, now go room. Where are we now? We're in the workroom. We have a locked door, a rubber mallet, the vent, and a memo tacked to the door. Get memo. It's beyond my power to do the read memo. Fantastically. Wait, what does it say? Dear Adventurer, I wanted to take this time, one move, to thank you all out there in Adventureland for the fantastically warm reception Adventure has received. Happy adventuring, Scott Adams. Aw, he left a nice love note for us. Thanks, Scott Adams. Yeah, why is the Count keeping Dracula in the castle? Maybe this is a different kind of Dracula. Okay, let's go ahead and head down. The stairs, creepy. I'm in the dungeon. There's a dark pit and iron rings on the wall. All right, we're getting close. I can feel it. All right, let's tie sheets to rings. Oh, it works. That's how we go down the pit. We use the sheets and we make a rope. Amazing. That's a good point. Whenever you first, well, nowadays that's what people would do. But in 1982, if you haven't seen the episodes before now, I was doing all this cold. I would go into a text adventure game and be the first experience playing, which was a very obviously cumbersome affair, especially in the United Kingdom. I'm looking at you. There's so many difficult games over there. So now whenever we play adventure games, I'm following a walkthrough so we can progress through the story. Roberta Williams' Mystery House we've already seen since 1980. I need to look up the exact date, but that was the very first graphic adventure game we'd played. Lots of text adventure games so far, and it's not going to be the last. All right, so we get our sheets down. Let's go ahead and climb sheets down the pit. It's too dark to see. I guess because they didn't have a way to make a graphic for too dark, so they might as well make the words. That's smart. All right, let's light match. We can see. Show me what we're looking at. Oh, wait. The match flares up briefly and then goes out. So I saw a small glimpse of what it was. Okay, so let's get torch, because we saw that in the dark. We saw that flash of light. You'd have to know from that flash, that was a torch. Otherwise, do they tell us? Let me see. I don't think they do. So Scott Adams games show you in text what you can see, which is very helpful. But that scene right there of us lighting the match and it flashing, you would have to know what you just saw in that flash was the torch. Yikes. That's so difficult. All right, so after we got the torch, let's go ahead and climb up. Okay, when we got our sheets up, let's go ahead and head up the stairs. And then now let's go vent. Go vent. Sorry, I can't do that. A bat might make it, but not me. What? All right, so go dumb waiter. After we go dumb waiter, let's raise dumb waiter. All right, we raised it. Yeah, there are a lot of pictures in this one, and I'm glad they credited who created the pictures and programmed in the pictures. So while Scott Adams did the story and the text parser and the engine, all the graphics were done by someone else. Very nicely done. All right, so we got raise dumb waiter. Let's go room. We're back here. And go east. We're back in our hallway again. Looks familiar. Let's go... No way. Really? We have to wait? Some time passes. We have to wait until we hear a bell. Now, looking up reviews for this game, one of the biggest complaints was that there was so many elements that are random that make this a difficult playthrough. And this is one of the examples. There's a lot of timing involved and waiting involved. Let's try it again. Wait. Time passes. Still waiting. Waiting. Oh, it's getting dark outside. That's helpful. Oh, is that a toilet room? Let's see. Some exits are north, south, east, and west. We came this way from the east. So can we go north in the bathroom? It is! Use toilet. Ah, okay. Ah, that is... It actually says, that's much better. It's getting dark outside. Good. We haven't heard the bells yet, though. We have to hear the chime of, I think it's midnight. Look, mirror. Let's see if they do what... Today I look healthy. It's getting dark outside. Okay, so don't show us for our reflection. All we know is we have very muscular legs. That's it. All right, and after that, let's go ahead and head south. It's still getting dark outside. Let's wait. Some time passes. Uh-oh. No! I have a hunch I've been robbed. I was put to bed. It's afternoon. I overslept. My neck looks bitten. It happened. All right, so what do we do now? Can we get up? Get up. So we've already been bitten by the count. And now we have to leave this room. Oh, in the direction I can go, obviously, north. All right, so now that we got through there, now we can go ahead and keep going down the path. And then the next step of the game is to determine, how to not be cursed or turn into a vampire. Can we go north again? Yes. Drop sheets. I'm not carrying it. Oh, wait. Inventory. Is all our stuff gone? What do we have? Small. My inventory is small holes in my neck. The dusty clove of garlic is still here. But it says I still have... Oh, it looks like matches. Yeah, I have the match box, but it's not showing us. But it says I have the steak, but it's not telling us. At least the picture of the steak's there. All right. Go ahead and head back to the hallway. What if I go south into this room? What is that? Oh, yeah, that's the room I came from. Got it. Got it. Okay, can we go west? Okay, so that's the room we had before at the end of the dumbwaiter. I see. Yeah, so they kept the garlic in our pocket, but we couldn't finish using it after that. So you get the idea. It is a very well done graphic adventure game. It is another one that is part of several graphic adventure games we've seen up to this point, and we're going to see plenty more. This one is very well done graphically. The way that they programmed in the way that they programmed in the high resolution graphics and moving from room to room with a nice perspective is done very, very well. Of all the games you could play on a home computer, I'd still say this is a 3.5-star game. Of all the computer games, they're going to have lots more adventure games out there, and you could argue that this is just another run-of-the-mill adventure game. I can tell that Scott Adams spent a lot of time remastering these games since 1979, but all these so far have been really, really good, considering the other ones we have out there. Honestly, Curtis has thrown out 4. That's true. This one's kind of a fun idea. I like the count idea. All right, that's why you got to be here for the live show. It's a 4-star. Of all the games, I'm going to give the count. It's a lot of fun. And if you look at walkthroughs for it, while it can be difficult because of the randomness and the timing for waiting for things, it still is a longer playthrough with several different objectives, and it's a lot of fun. That's what you get for a 4? All right, I'll take it. It's time to put the video game playing on pause. We will not have a live episode next time because of hauntings and frivolity. Have a lot of fun. Tune in next episode, though, for another game on the Commodore 64 and another launch title for the brand new ColecoVision. That's it for today, and like I always say, you want to know how to really scare some kids? Show them some retro games on cassette. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if you missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.